If it's good in bad times, then it's going to be great in good times. And that's what we're talking about this morning on Morning Minute. I am Michael Burgio with Mark Novak. How are we doing?
Good, buddy. You?
Good. So I think like there's no real argument or much pushback when we throw out the comment that we're probably in a really bad state health-wise, confidence-wise, economy-wise. So it's a really good, bad baseline to assess if a deal works now. It can be, for example, with property. So if you're buying a property and rents are down, vacancy is longer, if it works now, then it's only going to be even better when confidence comes back. So wouldn't you agree, Mark?
Yeah, look, and rates aren't going anywhere. Like the fixed term rates sitting at 2.8% for 5 years, 2.9% for 5 years. So if you've got that rent high now, and if you've got that interest rate low now, if you've got that price low now, it's just such a compelling time to do a deal. It almost feels a bit counterintuitive. Because there are people that are not doing well, but I think in any sort of in any economy, there's always that ebb and flow, and there are people that are and stuff like that. But I just think, guys, if you can stack up a deal now, wow.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where this is one of the worst things that's happened in a lot of people's generations, and if things work now, then it's very confident that you're going to have that resilience and yeah, I think a lot of it is there are a lot of people who can buy but don't feel it's right, where you hear about all the unemployment, people have no jobs, and then you're out there spending $1 million or $500,000 on a property, and you want to be excited about it, but you don't want to really tell people, celebrate it, because you fear you may get judged or criticised while people are struggling out there.
We need that spending. Do you know, we need that spending. It's blood circulating through the veins, and probably an awful example, but if there is a bit of blood spilling at the moment, it doesn't mean you stop circulating the blood, though. Do you know what I mean? So it's just an absolute necessity, and I think if people have got that ability to make a move that's really good, that's really logical for them, this is just such a compelling time. So, Michael, some of the buys you've got at the moment that I see, to buy something at a 7% yield and to be getting an interest rate on a commercial property of 4%, like that's just paying, it's just washing itself straight away. When the good times come, it's only going to get better.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's one of those, you always hear people saying, oh, when the market starts to go up, oh, I wish I bought like 3 months ago when we were at the bottom, things were so much better. And due to unfortunate circumstances, everyone who was thinking that for the last 3-4 months, because you could say the bottom was 2 years ago, like we had the huge growth and then we had a decline for a good 12 to 18 months. And then we've had a sharp increase over the last sort of 4 months. And then the decrease again, that environment's there now where all those people who are thinking that, but now's the time to go ahead with it. Otherwise, you're going to be thinking about it again. And the main, like you said, Mark, we need that spending. We need that economy. So sort of don't feel guilty. It has to happen. Otherwise, the economic part of this will be far worse for a far greater time as well.
It shits me a little bit because I've been a real estate agent now for 25 years, right? I could never, ever, I have to say to someone, it is cheaper to buy than to rent. Seriously, I was in a unit yesterday, it was $530K to buy a 1-bedroom unit in DY. And I'm looking at the maths, I'm thinking 2% interest rate, which an owner occupier can get. They can't get interest only, but I'm just doing this in my head. 2% interest rate is $10,000 a year. That's $200 a week.
Yeah.
Right.
And the property would rent for like $450, $500.
Right. you know, and say let's do it on 3%. Okay, it's 15, it's 300 a week. And like you said, like you rightly said, it's rented for 450 a week. I'm sitting there going, man, if it looks good now, if the deal looks good now, and you can fix your rates for 5 years if you're scared about rates. Like coming into good times, what a stellar deal. And I always get, you know, people on social media that are super negative, like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever, yeah, you wait, yeah, you wait. You wait for what? You're buying it and living in it for $200 or $300 a week, or you rent it for $450. You wait for what? Do you know what I mean? Stay in the rental market. Say the rental market comes down to 400 or 350 a week, which I've never seen. It's still cheaper to own it than to rent it. Like seriously, guys, talk about an unbelievable opportunity.
100%. And even if you're like, take out even as an investment to live in it, like you have to live somewhere, and look at that. If you're just looking at the rates as your equivalent to a rental payment, it's never been cheaper again. So even if you take out the whole investment side of it, and people say, wait for what? It's like, yeah, exactly. Wait for what? I need a home to live in, and it's never been cheaper for me to move out of home because I need my own space. Normally I'm paying 3, 4, 5% rates, and it's costing me even more. So it's never been a cheaper time for you to say move out of home and buy your own property. That's like, don't overcomplicate it about trying to be an investor. So just a couple comments here. Luke says, are we going to see lower wages? Blood spill, how so? I think it's just your analogy. He wants a bit of clarification on.
Lower wages, maybe. Yeah. If people stop spending, then it's good. You can't be putting more wages on.
Well, that's the thing as well. When people talk about paying back the debt that's been accrued, there's the one side of the fence that are like, tax more, tax this, tax that. And then the other side of the fence is, no, let's stimulate the economy, more infrastructure, more building. Let's pay it off instead of taking a percentage out of our pocket and the people get less to pay back the debt. How about we just grow the whole economy so the debt is smaller? So if your debt level's 10, say 10 over an economy of 100, and it's 10%, let's grow the economy to 200, keep the debt the same, and it looks a lot smaller. So instead of lower wages, higher taxes, let's just stimulate growth, and spending through property has it been a big lever and mechanism the government used for that. Bill's made some comments. Just be careful on the advertised fixed rates of 2%, because when you add fees, they are more like 4%, which is more than the variable rate, around 3.5. But that's always the case. There's always more on top. Like if like you get what I mean, like those fees haven't just come in. Great point, Bill. But just so people, they were those fees when it was 4%, when it was 3%. There's always on top. But to see the base at 2, you know what I mean? Like there's always that on top.
Banks are always baiting. Salespeople are always baiting. Banks are always baiting interest rates that aren't quite what they are. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. If it's baited at 6% 10 years ago or baited at 2% today, at the end of the day, there's 4% difference between them. And I get there's hooks and all that stuff in there. But my point is, guys, like, focus on the big stuff. And you know what you're saying, Michael? At the end of the day, if you want to be super tight ass your whole life, like, good luck to you. But if you have a whole economy that actually works that way, good luck to the economy. But you're going to miss out on stuff. Yeah. And if that's how you want to live, that's cool. Do you know what I mean? But I think that if everyone,
you still need somewhere to live. You know, you still need somewhere to live. So you're either paying rent, and that's the whole message that's going out there today. Is it's
yeah.
last 1 month as it's been for the last year and a half. I think we know where it is. Like the goalposts are to get loans, and there's still huge amounts of pre-approvals. That's, I think, the latest stats on sort of read approvals are up. It's just people sort of holding back. So that's probably Bill, Luke, do you guys have sound on Facebook at the moment? Can hear Mark. Can you hear me? Or maybe can't hear Mark. Do you want to talk, Mark?
Yeah, my ear
cut out. I'm just going to try to put them back in. Trying to,
That's right.
you get that on the big jobs. Yeah.
But I think yes, it's harder for a lot. And a lot of people won't qualify now with jobs. The job's being disturbed. But put it this way, a lot of banks want to see you 6 months before it's low. A lot of people want to see your last sort of year of income, pay slips, and a lot of people are now going to have a few months of not so pretty bank statements, which could affect new loans and people having the ability to do so. But I know through a lot of brokers I've spoken to, there's a lot of people with approvals out there, Bill. And Luke, you guys see you're still approved and ready to go, but it's them stopping you by it's yours, Michael, sound no good. Mark, it must be the worst way to go.
Yeah, mine's my AirPods cut out, so I don't know. Anyway, I think we got our message across. Far out, like that's it is. If it stacks up now, it's a good buy now. It's going to be a tremendous buy in the years ahead. So that's it, guys. Just get out there, do what you got to do. Not just talking about property, just talking about stuff. If you were going to do something, whether it's changing a kitchen at home or whether it's consuming something. If you're buying it for cheaper than what you were buying it 6 months ago, we're given an idea. We wanted to get some fans at home, big ass fans. If you're looking for fans, guys, great company. Very expensive fans, and we were putting it in the kids' rooms, and never really got around to it. They sent us a deal, said 40% off, and we're like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's discretionary. We shouldn't be spending the money on it, but we're going to spend the money on it because it's an excellent deal. It is, and we need it, and it does. Obviously, these guys need the business if they're doing the discount as well. So, deal done. That's my point. If it looks good now, and that's going to last us a long time, and I'm going to look at those puppies and say I got a great discount. That's circulating.
At the end of the day, as real estate agents, we're always exposed to. There's always something going on. It's an election. It's royal commission.
Oh, that's well said. Very good point. Very good. If it's not this, it's some other crap.
Correct. So just look at the numbers. As Bill says, property is always a great long-term hold. So stick to that and try not to hear the noise to stop you making something. Because it's never going to be an ideal time for anything. Like that saying, what your market said, it's never an ideal time to have a kid sort of thing. Like you just do it when it's there or whatever comes up. And it's very similar to property.
Always an excuse. It's rotten, so just let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Thanks, Mr. Burgio. Sorry about the audio. I just went to plug in some other earphones, and I got the wrong plug. Apple, mate. Apple keeps changing their stuff. All right, legend. Take care. See ya. Bye-bye.